you're just talking to
from the
your loved
fence.
ones.
Let's go. Everybody back up. Everybody back up. Let's go.
Question for Q&A. Who else has a real question? I'm sure Vidcon had like an organized way on this Q&A.
I have a question.
I apologize, Vidcon.
If you
Question. What about the eval board?
How do I feel about other people using the vlog style that I've created? I think it's wonderful. I think it's great. What I like more than seeing people use a style that I had some part in creating is when people improve on it. A smart man once said to me, copying is only okay if you do it better. So when I see people who vlog and they do things that are beyond the realm of what I do and are pushing the envelope of that genre, I love seeing that. And I want to see more of that.
Casey.
Why were you
Casey.
Why was I late? Great question. Okay, major reason is just that I'm a total moron. I don't know how to read a calendar. And then a small part of that reason was I was trying to find a Mickey Mouse
Caviar.
This is ridiculous.
Back up from the fence, guys.
Off the fence, guys. Off the fence, please. Excuse me.
Off the fence, please. Off the fence.
Sir, off the fence. Off the fence, guys. Back up a little more. Come on. Off the fence, please. Everyone, off the fence.
Casey.
my house and ride dirt bikes?
Has anyone ever tried running with me? Okay, I was just going to say, this morning I ran here in Anaheim, and there were two kids that almost kept up with me. Oh, I was slow. I was 12 miles out.
Casey!
Not really. I mean, I love running with people, but I don't like... I think that Snapchat, I'm not sure about Snapchat. Snapchat has an amazing, like, dedicated 2 days.
I don't have 3 feet behind the fence, guys. Everybody, 3 feet
You
behind
don't
the
have
fence.
that. And that's a pretty big leap forward.
Casey! Favorite memory of Canada? Casey, what do you think about this week?
I'm going to come take that from you.
Greatest of all time.
In 1 minute. Who inspires me? I mean, it's less than any individual. It's more like what are sources of inspiration. For starters, I hate the word inspiration. I like motivation instead. I feel like inspiration is an emotional thing, but motivation is something that actually compels you to create and make something. And I have to say, there are definitely YouTubers, there are creators online that I see doing incredible work, and that pushes me. And then there are other times when, like, I spend a lot of time reading. And when I read a book that just sort of blows my mind, it makes me want to create. But to get down to the brass tacks of it, like, Werner Herzog is this kind of...
Can you guys hear the sound?
Mainstream, but was it somewhat obscure filmmaker. And he has such a crazy work ethic that I look at that and I say, that makes me want to create.
Casey!
Okay, the question was, are there any days when I feel overwhelmed and I just don't want to vlog? The answer to that is yes. The last like 15 days in a row. I'm sorry, I've got some great videos coming. I know I haven't posted in a while, but the last couple weeks I've been sort of a lot.
Where's your tattoo?
Yes, young lady standing next to the wearing your shirt. Okay, this is a heavy question. How did I overcome complications with my parents? I was, good lord, 13 when my parents started to get messed up, and then they split up when I was 14 or 15. I didn't deal with it. I did a horrible job doing it. I flipped out and ran away from home and got my girlfriend pregnant and dropped out of high school. I didn't deal with it. I dealt with it in the worst way possible. There's nothing easy about dealing with that, especially as a kid. When you're a teenager, it's like everything feels like it's the end of the world, and then something that huge is, I think, is a real challenge for kids, and it's something I don't wish on any person, especially somebody at that weird vulnerable age. I wish I had a better answer for that. Let me writing. Yes, young lady with the pink iPhone case. Okay, my big little brother Dean. He's 2 years younger than me, but he's like 5 times my size. Sometimes he makes YouTube videos, but my little brother Dean was a jet pilot in the U.S. Air Force. And yeah, he was in the Air Force for 6 years, and he went to war in Afghanistan and Iraq.
Look, it's Casey Neistat.
Total like hard-working guy. And he moved to New York City to become a stunt double. And that's exactly what he does now. So you can like see him on TV. He's on like Kimmy Schmidt on Netflix, and he's in like weirdo Keanu Reeves movies. And there was Boardwalk Empire, that show on HBO. My little brother Dean was killed 4 times in that show as a stunt double. They just kept killing him and then bringing him back and killing him and bringing him back and killing him. So Dean has a career in being stunt double and being an actor, and is a much bigger priority to him. He does make good videos though. I wish he made more of them.
Casey! I love you,
yes.
Casey!
No, you cannot try on my sunglasses. Meaningful questions, people. Yes. When can I share more about my CNN experience? You know, I can share it any time. And people ask me that, and it makes me feel like I'm like hiding a secret. It's not. It's just it's a process. You know, we're building like a technology and a media company, and we're going to make a bunch of YouTube shows that aren't going to be on my channel, but that I am going to be in. Some of them are news related, some are definitely non-news related. We're working with like smart people in the news world, but we're also smart YouTubers like Jake Roper from Vsauce, who's running all the production at me. So we're doing a lot of interesting things, and it's like, I'm excited too. The short of it is like, I really believe in show me, don't tell me. So I wanted to like put something out there and be like, look, this is what we're doing, rather than trying to yap and communicate it. Good question. Yes. What's happening with the FAA investigation? I mean, I have to say the folks that I dealt with the FAA are super cool. In addition to that, because of CNN, I now have the opportunity to become a registered drone pilot. That requires me to actually do stuff, so I haven't done it yet. But I will do it. You did it? So I will do it. But the short of it is just that, like, it's very important to be responsible with drones. And I think when I was droning like crazy in the blog all over New York City 2 years ago, it was before any rules had been established. And it was when there was more like naivety about what was appropriate and what was not. And now that drones are ubiquitous, and I think there is a much more need to take it more seriously. I'm trying to respect that. Not trying, I am respecting that. How about somebody further in the back? You guys showed up for the Q&A. Yes, kid in the black shirt. What's my favorite aspect of creating videos? When I started making videos, I wanted to become a filmmaker and like put movies in movie theaters and be on TV. And I did that, and it left me feeling kind of a little bit hollow. And when I started to become a YouTuber, and I got to have this interaction, and I only get this once a year at Vidcon, but I get it every day in the comments section, and I get it on Twitter, and I post something, and people like you guys come back and give me feedback. That's my favorite part of creating, is that like I have an idea to share, and sometimes it's something stupid like hanging out with my kiddo, or like falling in love with my wife. Sometimes it's something more serious, local affairs, things like that. But I compartmentalize those ideas into a little video, I put it out there, and then I get to hear from the world in response. And that dialogue is by far my favorite thing about making videos. Red shirt kid, go. What do I think is the future of my channel? And the future of YouTube? The future of YouTube is a total enigma to me. I have no idea. If you had asked me like 6 months ago if I thought Jake Paul would be the biggest star.
Yo, thumbs up. If you watching this, give me a thumbs up right now.
So it's very hard because so much of YouTube and the direction that the entire platform goes in has to do with both.
Ladies and gentlemen, the expo will close 10 minutes. Expo will be closing 10 minutes.
something really different and new. I don't know what that is. Every time I try to get away from vlogging, I genuinely miss it for the reasons I just talked about. Like, I love sharing via vlog every day. But I also love taking weeks to make something more sculpted that I get to put a lot of thought into. So I do want to do much more experimental stuff on my own channel. But I don't think that I can fully get away from vlogging. I just love it too much. Waving the hat guy. Just ignore that guy. Yes, I'm going to do the intro.
He can still hear you. He reads lips like a genius.
What's the most important thing that I do every single day? I mean, it's tough. I think from like being a human thing, my relationship with my family is the only thing that keeps me grounded. From a personal thing, running is my favorite thing every day. Like, when you live your life, we're surrounded by people, we're staring at our cell phones, it's like non-stop interaction. Every waking moment, I live in the middle of the city, it's non-stop. And the only time that I get that's my time is when I run. Or when I don't run, I have an absolutely miserable day. Yes, Mom? Do I have a morning routine? A morning routine? Yeah, my morning routine is awesome. I love it, and everybody else in my world hates it, but I wake up at 4:30.
Yeah.
I love it. I watch the sunrise while I drink an entire pot of coffee and I work. And then usually Francine is up between 6 and 7, so I wake up with the kiddo until she goes to school at 8, and then I run. And I usually run for 2 hours until about 10. And then I live into work between 10:30 and 11. And then I work, and I try to be home every day by 6, because that's when the baby gets home. And then she goes to bed at 8, and I work until either Candace yells at me, or I pass out on my computer, face down on the keys. And I wake up and it just says like, H. Alright, I imagine because of that voice of God, I'm going to have to stop talking soon. But I have other...
Right here. The eVol board. What do you think of the eVol board, Casey?
I don't know. This is an electric... I was in the middle of answering this young man's question, but you're next. And I like your hat.
I love you, Casey.
The question is about electric skateboards.
eVol.
Sure. Electric skateboards. I've ridden all of them, and to me it's like the boosted board is so unbelievably kick-ass that I don't really flirt with the other ones. But I will say what absolutely sucks about the boosted board, and I mean this, is the price. Like, who can afford that much money on an electric skateboard? If you're a real jerk to spend that much money on an electric skateboard, but it is like the best. So I think it's awesome that cheaper competitors are coming out, and I do hope that Boosted would bring their price down. This guy with the hat, what's up? Yeah. I know him personally, and I don't know that I've ever had a bad interaction with the guy.
What do you think about clickbait?
I mean, look, I appreciate your perspective. I don't want to waste my time up here talking about other creators now.
What do you think about clickbait?
Yes.
If YouTube disappeared, what would be your main platform?
If YouTube disappeared, what would be my main platform? Well, look, I think there's an abstract way of looking at that. It's just that I think other platforms are coming up really aggressively right now. Facebook, as much as we love to roll our eyes at Facebook, they're pushing hard to be a platform for creators. Twitch is like offering top YouTubers major cashola to do live on their platform. Gaming is already, enormous off-platform. So I don't know what my platform of choice would be, but I do think in the next 5 or 6 years, we're going to see like fragmentation across the video. Hold on, let me look at this guy and stop talking. Well, let me ask a question over here. Yes. I said no Sophie questions.
Casey.
Yes.
What do you think about clickbait?
The question was New York or LA for film? Film, I don't know. I'm out of that game. For YouTube, I also don't know. I know that New York is much harder to just live in. It's harder to exist in New York than in LA. Say you make $500 a week. You can live off that somewhat comfortably in LA. Reasonably.
What is he talking
you can
about?
live off that. In New York City, I don't think you can survive.
No, $500 in LA comfortably a week.
It really depends where your priorities
Really?
are. But
I mean,
both cities
depends
have
on what
their
county you're
issues when it comes to telling stories.
Nowhere near LA, like.
Casey!
Young ladies
Casey!
with questions. No, I'm good on French fries. I'm gonna die. I'm trying to lose 100 pounds by July 1st. Yes. Those are two really, really, really different questions. How do you stay true to yourself in a society that's so big?
Gotta keep an eye on you. Back it up.
How do you stay true to yourself? You know, I did a podcast this morning with an amazing YouTuber called Phil DeFranco. He is incredible. I love his show. And we sort of talked about that. I'm sure that I'll come across as a jerk in my response to that in his show. But it's just that it's like, some part of you has to not care what other people think. So it's like, a bunch of people got all pissed off about this video that I posted 2 days ago, and I understand why. They want me to be like a relatable Casey, and this is like a crazy fantasy video where Jesse and I are like running around in sports cars with girls that are not our wives, like doing wild stuff, and like, I don't know that guy, and that makes people upset. And I understand, I empathize with that, but I like that video, and I made that video because I wanted to make that video. So you have to be willing to sort of cope with criticism. You know, there's like a saying that I can't say very well, but it goes something like this. There's only one way to guarantee you'll never be criticized in life, and that's to go your entire life without being noticed. And that's just something I'm not willing to do. So
Hey, if you're watching this live stream right now, thumbs up, thumbs up. If you're watching this live stream, thumbs up, thumbs up.
And what do I think about musically? I'm an extraordinarily old man. I'm very old. I'm not on Musically. I played with it before, and I think it's fascinating, but it's not quite for me, so I don't have like a mature, developed opinion on the platform. I do think any platform that makes it easier for any one individual to create something, even if it's like a crazy, like, wow, fast motion, weirdo Katy Perry, 15-second video, is great. And I give it a huge thumbs up. Yes. What is one thing that people misunderstand about me? Oh God. I mean, that like,
Hey, he lost me too when he said the 500 a week in LA.
And like, I'm not willing to sort of BS to like make sure everybody likes me. And I think a lot of that, people are surprised when they see me be a little bit of a jerk on the vlog, or they're like, whoa, I thought you were a nice guy. It's like, well, I am, but we all have a little bit, we all have teeth. And like, I just don't believe in sort of being like that everything's perfect in life and I'm a perfect guy and everything's happy. I don't mind being like a jerk, and that's who I am.
Casey! Casey!
I hope that's a fair.
Casey! Casey! Casey!
Blue shirt, braces. What am I calling to YouTube? You know,
Ladies and gentlemen, the expo hall.
I need you to stop talking over me. This has to be my last question because we're closed, but what drew me to YouTube, honestly, was...
Give it
a rest.
I got rid of Jason.
YouTube was the only place where I could make whatever I want to make, and I could put it out there and no one could tell me what to do. So before that, if I wanted to put a movie in movie theaters, there were 1,000 people saying, don't do this, do that, don't do this. And when I wanted to make
okay, I'll
TV
try.
show, there were people saying, do it like this and do it like that. This doesn't work because advertising made their filters between me and the audience. And YouTube, it's just me and the movies I wanted to make, and then you, the audience. And that's a very special thing. That never existed before platforms like YouTube.
Casey!
Casey, Casey. Casey.
Casey, one more!
Casey, Casey.
Bye, Casey!